I used my normal hypnotic induction method that would place Linda in a past life. When she entered the scene, her voice was so relaxed and quiet it was difficult to hear. I knew from experience that her voice would become louder as we talked. She saw leaves on the ground and knew she was in a forest, but was surprised to see that her body was that of a man. She was wearing boots that came to her knees and a long-sleeved shirt. Her description was of a young man in his 20s, with long brown wavy hair and a beard and mustache. His eyes were piercing blue. He was busy chopping wood in the forest near where he lived. This seemed to puzzle Linda.
I'm getting the feeling I don't really need to be doing this. Other people would do it for me, but I like to do it because I'm alone and I like the feeling and the exhilaration of the work.
I suggested she see the place where she lived.
It's a castle with a drawbridge and flags flying on the top of the walls. My father is the king.
Then you really don't need to be chopping wood, do you?
No, but it's fun. It makes me feel good. People think I'm crazy.
Why do they think that?
Because I like to work. I don't like the life of the court. It's so superficial. When you work with your hands, you feel a sense of accomplishment that nothing else can give you.
His name was Bartholomew, and he lived in the castle with his family and many, many other people, including servants.
It's quite a large community. They all live within the walls.
At least you don't get lonely, do you?
Oh yes, they don't care about me. They don't know my interest for learning. They care not for knowledge. I'm happy in my own way.
The situation in his country was not peaceful. There was danger, and they had to stay close to the castle walls.
The peasants want to riot. They're not treated very well, and so you can't go outside without an escort.
What does your father think of the way people are behaving?
It's his fault. He's not very kind. He doesn't try to help them. He only uses them for his benefit.
You said you were interested in knowledge. Do you have a certain type of knowledge that you like to study?
Yes, I like to study the stars, the universe, and that's why people think I'm mad.
Of course I was assuming he was talking about astronomy or astrology. How do others perceive the stars in your time period?
As just twinkling little pieces of the moon.
Aren't there other people in your time that like to study the stars?
Only one. He's my friend.
Is he the one that helped you learn these things?
Yes, he knows. He's not from here, but he's very old and soon he'll leave me.
But maybe he can pass on his knowledge.
Yes, that's what he's doing at this time. And it's a very big responsibility that I must carry when he leaves, and then it will be mine. I have to learn and pass it forward so that it will not die and be lost. It must not be lost.
What type of knowledge of the stars is it?
It's the knowledge of the universe, all of God's creation, not just of this earth, but of many, many, many universes, and stars that are so far away that we humans cannot even conceive of where they are. This man that I study with has been to many places, and he's come here to gift me with this knowledge in the hopes that my mind will give it forward for the future people to come, so they will not be afraid.
You said the old man came from somewhere else.
Yes, he came from the Pleiades.
He did. Now my interest was captured. This was not a simple regression. Where is that? I knew it was a star constellation formation, but I wanted to see what he would say.
It is in the Milky Way, very far from here.
Doesn't that seem impossible?
No, he came here on a beam of light, which is very hard for me to understand.
I think it would be. When you first met this man, did you find these ideas hard to believe?
No, I knew they were so. There are many things that are created that we humans do not understand. We can only feel they are so in our hearts.
What does this man look like?
He is very old. He is bent over, has white hair, and wears a robe. A very plain, old man.
Where does he live?
I don't know. He just comes to me.